How's it going? This is Hoiman, and today we're taking a look at the S.H.Figuarts Cure Pine figure. So you have a nice window to see the figure, and it has really nice flowery patterns, and then the colour scheme of the box is a nice orange and yellow mix. Looks really nice. The window continues to the top, and then for both sides you have pictures of the figure, and then legal stuff on the bottom. And in the back you have more pictures of the figure, and then also advertises other figures in the line. To open the box, you just lift open the side flap and then lift open the front cover. And there's the figure all together with her accessories. So here's the actual figure itself, and this is actually one of the earlier figures in the line, so the sculpt and joints do look a bit dated, but for the most part it still looks really nice. So taking a close look at the face, I feel that they captured the likeness of the character really well. It looks just like her from pretty much all angles. And then moving down to her clothes, very nicely sculpted and painted, has a nice pearly sort of metallic finish. And you can see all the folds in the skirt. It looks pretty realistic, and then all the folds just adds a really nice sculpt. And then down to her boots as well, again very nicely sculpted, and then the paint job for the most part is very clean. And then on the hair itself, it's a nice yellow with some darker shades to really bring out the sculpt and details. So for articulation, the neck is on a double ball joint, so she can't really look down a whole lot, and she can't really look up either, just because of the hair does kind of impede the articulation. But she can tilt her head side to side and also twist. And then her ponytail here is actually on a ball joint, so you can move that about however you want. And although it's a solid piece, it doesn't really weigh down the head at all. Moving down to the shoulders, they're on a ball joint. And this is probably one of my gripes with the figure, like because it's an older sculpt, the proportions on her shoulders look a bit off, and because they're solid pieces, it kind of hinders a lot of the range. But you can still move it about, and then it's on a hinge, so you can bring her arm out to the side, but this piece of the sleeve does really restrict it. But she can move her arm forward, and then back as well. And then she does have the bicep swivel, and then also a single jointed elbow. And then she does have the ball jointed wrists as well. And then the torso is on a double ball joint, so she can lean forward about that much, lean back quite a bit, lean side to side, as well as twist. And the skirt is a solid piece, so it restricts the articulation of her hips a bit. But they are on ball joints, so you can bring her leg out about that much to the side, and then you can kick forward about that much, kick back that much, but she does have the thigh swivel, and then single jointed knees, and then because it's an older style joint, it does look a bit odd when it's bent. And then she does have the ball jointed ankle as well. She can go back about that much, forward that much. Can tilt side to side as well as twist, and because of the sculpt of the boot, it does restrict the movement, but it's still quite posable for the most part. So overall, she has all the articulation you'd expect the Figuarts to have, but like already mentioned, because she's an older figure, some of the joints are a bit dated, and the sculpt does restrict quite a bit of movement in some areas. But for the most part, she still has quite a bit of range. That's the figure. Let's take a look at the accessories. So for faces, she comes with a standard smiling face, a happy open mouth smiling face, and then an angry shouting face. And this is one of my other gripes with the figure. Because it's an older figure, to swap out the face, you have to take out the entire hair, which can be difficult and tedious, but for the most part it does work. For hands, she comes with a pair of open palmed hands, 2 fists, 2 hands to hold her weapon, 2 hands to do the heart pose, but I feel it would have been more effective if it was one solid piece, because while they're separate it's a bit difficult to pose. 2 more open styled palmed hands, and then 1 posing hand for her right. She also comes with a weapon, it's nicely detailed and sculpted. And finally she does come with a display base, which does work for the most part. So you just cup it around her leg like so, and it does help her stand, but you can't really do any dynamic poses with it. So my final thoughts are, although this is an older figure, I still feel that she's a nice looking figure overall, and if you're a fan of the character and the show itself, then I highly recommend this figure. But that's my review. Thank you for watching and enjoy some pictures.